Holy shit, man. Oh, fuck, I love this movie. Pretty much what started this was watching Deadpool and Wolverine and seeing Wesley Snipes as Blade. But you had not seen any of the Blade movies.
No, like, I know the Blade movies, of course, but never watched them.
What did you think of Wesley Snipes? I get the vibe you're not familiar with his work.
No, I'm not familiar with his work at all. I'm actually only familiar with his work as Blade.
If I was to tell you a few things about Wesley Snipes, he's known for having a lot of weird hairdos in his movies. Only Wesley Snipes could pull that off. There's no way a white guy is going to pull off a hairstyle like that.
Forrest Gump.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, he pulled it off.
Let's pull it up on the editing chair. Like, I mean, look, Tom Hanks gave it a fair go, but he ain't, he ain't doing martial arts and that. He ain't flying across the room and ice skating uphill while pulling off that hairstyle. The thing I love about Blade 1 is, number one, as we're watching it, we could easily forget that this is a Marvel movie.
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't set up any cinematic universe, and I kind of miss those days when each Marvel superhero film had its own unique identity. It wasn't like how it is now, where like Disney just owns most of them except Spider-Man, because we need more of those Spider-Man villain movies. You know what I'm saying? I want some more Morbius 2 and fucking Madam Web and Kraven the Hunter. Point is, this was a great time when you didn't know what to expect from superhero movies, but they also were like really bad. So Blade just had to be cool, and by having Wesley Snipes playing Blade, that's like 90% of the cool factor right there. F***ing badass. Even when he's like his best friend is dying in front of him, he's just like, whatever happens, happens, man. I gotta go kill some vampires. I don't give a f***, man.
Nah, his reaction was pretty good. It's like,
yeah, but like it's all like very, it's all contained in his eyes, but like I don't know how some actors do it, where it's like you can see that they have this protective wall that they've got up, but underneath is like the little cracks of emotions.
Skill, baby, skill.
I remember Robert De Niro said a famous quote where he was like, it's not about the emotions that you can show as an actor, it's about the emotions that you hide. You could tell Wesley Snipes does his own fight choreography because you don't see stunt doubles or anything, and he's so
shitty little cutaways for like this 1 second where you drop. It's like, no, it's just like one long take,
and it's such a G up when he gets his sunglasses back at the end. It sounds so stupid to say it, but cheesy. When you're watching the movie, it doesn't feel cheesy because it's Wesley Snipes, and it's like, I have the source of my power because it's late 1990s and sunglasses is all you need to be.
It's so funny, those sunglasses, they just suit his face. It's just like perfect fit for him. Like one of the other characters grabs the sunglasses, chucks it on, and he's like, oh yeah,
he doesn't have the aura. That is a good point. It's similar to all superhero films in a way. You take the costume off that actor, put it on another actor, like recasting and stuff, and you start to realize that actor was way more talented than you thought. It wasn't just simply a matter of taking the costume and putting it on a different actor. There's just this magnetism, this aura, this natural charisma about Wesley Snipes. It's just awesome to watch, man. It's just a fucking blast.
If you can take something that's not cool at all and create a character that makes that cool, you got a guaranteed hit.
There's barely any CGI in this movie for one, because it's 1998. So they got to use it sparingly. Yeah, there were some moments where we said that it looked like PlayStation 1 game, but still was better than Thor Love and Thunder. The other thing that I really like, just seeing Wesley Snipes be like stone cold, dead serious, and then out of nowhere for no reason at all, just motherfucker, why are you shooting at me? Are you fucking serious? For real? I remember when I was a kid, and even as a kid, I remember thinking to myself, that didn't seem like it was the same character that I'm seeing this whole film. That's a perfect example of Wesley Snipes can do the corniest shit and it gets a pass. Can you imagine how much cornier would have been if someone like Jesse Eisenberg?
Yes, that's
holy fuck, can you imagine him trying to pull that off? and make it look cool. As soon as we get introduced to Blade, it's badass. You're seeing all the vampires just crawl away and like, oh my god, it's him, the Daywalker. It's like one of the best. Just that shot is such a great intro to Blade.
Yeah.
Of how much of a badass he is without saying anything. I have a question. I don't know why he has the opportunity to kill this one particular character called Quinn like 20 times and just doesn't do it.
But then he kills him like that at the end of the movie anyway. And he just like burns up.
So the whole time, this dude's getting more screen time than Frost. So you're thinking something big is going to happen where he's going to get killed in like a super creative way. And then, nah, he just, boom, just vanquished in like 2 seconds. It didn't ruin the movie, but...
Bit of an anticlimactic point.
What did you think of Frost as a villain?
He gets some really cool moments. I like the character. Odd casting, I gotta say. This guy looks a little bit like Robert Pattinson. You know, and in Vampire, Robert Pattinson's kind of like Twilight series all over again. I don't know, I see like more of a rough kind of character.
It's hard to take him seriously because he gets bitch slapped by some vampire dude who's wearing a suit who's like a nobody. He doesn't look like a physical presence that's going to be able to compete against Wesley Snipes physically. And the only time once he is a physical kind of threat, it doesn't last very long. We don't really understand a lot about why he is the way he is. We just know he's just trying to be like a leader for the vampires into the new age and do something radical.
Everybody keeps saying he's not a pureblood and that's why he's frustrated, but it's like, it doesn't feel like he cares about it.
I feel that because there wasn't enough depth there, then they just decided, oh, he's also the vampire that bit Blade's mum.
Feels like a bit of a cheap way out kind of thing.
That would be cool for a whole separate villain for like a different movie if that was the story though, because then you'd have a villain where you kind of empathize with him in a way. And it would be interesting to see a vampire villain who hates being a vampire. By now, everyone's so sick of seeing the superhero origin story.
By now, this is the first one.
Yeah, I know.
No,
so even then, they were like, no, let's do it a more creative way. We don't want to just show the superhero getting the powers and discovering everything. And it also gives us way more mystery that can be uncovered throughout the sequels. Even though there's no post-credit scene or whatever, it ends in a fun way that leaves you wanting more. You don't know where the sequel's going to go at all.
I suppose because this was the first in 1998, so I feel there was no promise for the second movie.
I don't even know if they knew by the end of this that they were going to make a second film.
From a 1 to 5, how many stars would you give it?
I reckon 4 out of 5. The only reason I don't give it 5 is because Blade 2 is better. After watching that, now I'm just ready to go into Blade 2. It makes me appreciate Blade 2 more because I look at Blade 1 and I'm like, wow, they improve every single thing in the sequel with a completely different director.
I would give it a 4.5 stars. Besides the little fire CGI here and there and the skeletons flying, reminding myself it's 1998. Like they had to go through it frame by frame, sticking stickers on it. I don't know how they freaking did it. I thought it was pretty fucking good. It was a trendsetter. It started a whole new industry, changed the whole industry. Yeah, the whole style of the movie, I thought it was very progressive for 1998.
The humor was not in your face humor, and it didn't detract from Blade being an absolute badass. If anything, most of the humor came from how serious he is.
Wesley Snipes' mum's storyline, her coming back. It's an extra 5 minutes of them like almost kissing with each other. Real fucking weird.
How the hell did we forget about that? An argument could be made that she's been a vampire for so long, she's forgotten completely about her human life.
Yeah, but why go so sexual with her? With him, sorry. Why is she getting so sexual, up his nose, touching lips?
Because it's Wesley Snipes.
It was her input. She just wanted it.
I reckon Wesley Snipes took her aside and was like, man, you got to do some nose rubbing or something. The scene needs something more. And I'm Wesley Snipes. Are you really going to argue with Wesley Snipes?
Absolutely not. But Still a questionable decision from the movie making perspective.
She just rubbed noses. Like, it's not like she gave him a vampire hand job.
Ah, come on.
know?
They were touching lips. Like, it was fucking weird.
Does bring up a good point. The fact that the Doctor and Blade don't have this love interest, but it's great because when you're watching the film, it doesn't feel like there should be. And you don't feel there's anything missing. There doesn't always have to be a love interest in a movie for it to pop.
The beautiful thing about 90s movies is like, if there's no space for it, don't do it.
You got so many other things going on with the story as well. There's literally no room for it. Man, Wesley Snipes is a good looking bloke. I'm not going to lie. I bet that dude's on like some countdown of top 50 sexiest dudes or something. Guarantee. Deadpool and Wolverine is going to hopefully cause this resurgence where everyone's ironically just going to rewatch all the Blade films. It'll probably cause more issues for them recasting Blade and doing the whole reboot. It would make me kind of excited to see a Blade 4 in a way. But tell us, comment down below, what are some of your favorite Blade moments? Would you like to see a Blade reboot, or would you prefer they made a Blade 4 with Wesley Snipes and gave him the proper send-off that this character deserves? Comment below and let us know.